Welcome back to the channel. So, you're thinking about installing an indoor basketball court for your school, community center, or maybe even a training facility. You've probably Googled some cost estimates online, and sure, they give you a starting point, but what they don't show you are those little surprise costs that sneak up on you. In this video, I'll walk you through what it really costs to install the court system. I'm talking about the flooring, hoops, bleachers, lights, and all the extras. Plus, I'll show you how to get a quick custom estimate using our free cost calculator and where to find grants and funding opportunities. Because let's face it, there's nothing better than bringing your project to life using someone else's budget. Let's start with the big question. How much does it actually cost to install the court system? Now, I'm not talking about building the gym itself, just the court and everything that goes on with it. If you're starting fresh, you're probably looking at anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000 depending on your competition level and how fancy you want to get with the extras. You know, scoreboards, motorized hoops, maybe even a logo big enough to see from space. If you're replacing an old court, it could be more like $25,000 to $100,000. That's because the main structure is already in place. So you're usually just swapping out the flooring and updating the equipment, not starting from scratch. So the overall cost really comes down to three things: labor, materials, and equipment. Labor is going to depend a lot on where you're located and how complicated the installation is. Some areas just cost more to get the right crew in. Then you've got materials, mainly the flooring and finishes. Hardwood, it looks amazing and feels like the real deal, but it's definitely more expensive. If you're working with a tighter budget or want something more low maintenance, synthetic flooring is a solid option, especially for multi-use spaces. And finally, equipment. That's your hoops, scoreboards, bleachers, benches, all the stuff that makes the court feel complete. Cost can really vary here depending on how much gear you need and whether you're sticking with standard equipment or upgrading to the fancy stuff. Here's where a lot of people get surprised. Hidden costs are the bench players of your budget. Quiet at first, then suddenly changing the whole game. For example, sometimes the subfloor isn't perfectly level, so it needs prep work before you can install the actual court. That alone can cost a few $1,000s. You might want to install acoustic panels or treatments to keep the noise under control, because let's be real, every bounce shouldn't feel like it's being broadcast through a PA system. Shipping is another cost people often overlook. These materials are heavy, and unfortunately, they don't just teleport themselves to your gym. They usually arrive by good old-fashioned freight, which isn't cheap. Alright, let's take a quick look at how this works. This is our free basketball court cost calculator, designed to give you a real-world estimate, not just a guess. It's powered by data from hundreds of indoor court projects across the US, so you're getting pricing that's actually based on jobs like yours. Start by choosing your court type and competition level. Then just answer a few quick questions about your project. Things like court size, location, and any extras you're planning. Once you hit submit, we'll send you a tailored estimate straight to your inbox. And the whole thing takes less than 2 minutes. Now, the good news is you can make smart choices to stay on budget. The best place to start is with the right flooring for your facility. For example, if it's an elementary school or a community center, a good synthetic floor might be the way to go. It's durable, versatile, and more affordable. But if you're planning for competitive high school or college games, hardwood is often the standard. Also, some suppliers offer packages like a full court system with flooring, hoops, and bleachers, which can be more cost-effective than buying each part separately. And make sure you plan ahead for maintenance costs. That way, you're not surprised down the road when it's time to refinish the floor or replace a part. Let's talk timeline. How long does it actually take to install a new basketball court floor? For a standard indoor flooring system, whether you're going with hardwood or synthetic, the full process usually takes about 6 to 8 weeks, start to finish. That includes site prep, delivery of materials, installation, curing time if needed, and final striping. But keep in mind, lead times can vary. Hardwood flooring especially may take longer to arrive. And if your subfloor needs leveling or moisture mitigation, that adds time too. So, if you're targeting a specific opening date, like the start of a school year or a sports season, it's smart to start planning at least 3 to 4 months in advance. That gives you time to get quotes, place orders, and handle any surprises along the way. Now, if your budget's tight, don't panic. There's no need to sell naming rights to your gym just yet. We've built the largest sports facility grants and funding database in the Western Hemisphere that's searchable by state and project type. If you're a public school or city facility, you might qualify for funding through local government programs, education departments, or parks and rec grants. If it's a private or commercial project, funding might come from community foundations, health and wellness programs, or even corporate sponsors who want to support youth sports. Some grants cover part of the cost, others can cover everything, from flooring to equipment. It's worth checking. Now, once you've got your budget in mind and some funding lined up, the next step is finding the right supplier, and that part really matters. You want someone who's done this before, ideally with experience in school gyms, rec centers, or whatever type of facility you're working on. Make sure they understand the level of play you're planning for and that they can handle both the product and the installation, not just drop off the materials and disappear. We work with some of the leading suppliers across the US, so if you need help finding a good match for your project, just reach out or check out the Supplier Directory on our site. Alright, let's wrap this up. Installing a court system indoors is a big project, but if you budget smart and know what to expect, it doesn't have to be stressful. Use our free calculator to get a custom estimate, explore the grants database to see if you qualify for funding, and if this video helped you, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below if you have any questions. Thanks for watching and good luck with your court project.